I am excited to be here today to share a little bit
Okay.
more about how you, as an
Can't
emerging
hear you unless I
artist
turn on the.
or visual artist, can help build your brand with the power of digital marketing. Just a little bit more about what Music Forward is. Music Forward Foundation offers an array of opportunities for you as students. We transform young lives and inspire careers. And champion for a more inclusive music industry. We focus in communities where we, as an organization, provide workshops and showcases to inspire those wanting to pursue a career in the music industry. So just a little bit, I would just love to get started with the icebreaker. So in the chat room, if you could just share what is your favorite digital platform, I would love to just see if you could all just put it in the chat room, and we'll go ahead and see whose platform. For mine right now, it's TikTok. It's great videos. Anybody want to share TikTok, Instagram?
Huh?
Snapchat, that's a good one. Just playing on the piano, that's a good one. TikTok and Instagram, awesome. Can you guys share what was the last song that you guys have heard, like listened to, like your hype song? Twitter, that's a good one. Breaking news all the time. Anybody's favorite hype song at the moment? How about Island Boys? Okay, good song. Family Ties by Kendrick Lamar. LA Native, I like it. Anybody else? Don't be shy. How about what artist has a great social media presence? Zoo by NCT. I've never heard of them, but I'm gonna have to check them out. Um, how about what artist has a great social media content? Anybody? Drake. Good song by Lana Del Rey. Okay. Okay, is it the baby? Anybody else want to share which artist has a great social media content? No, that's all. Okay. Well, thank you all for participating. Dr. Dre, always. Rihanna, yeah. Her social media content now with her pregnancy is drawing a lot of good marketing points. So with that being said, I just wanted to give a little bit of insight about what is artist branding. So artist branding is an artist brand that is a visual representation of their identity, right? So the purpose of this workshop is to guide you as a visual artist or an artist to build your brand to speak to your fan base and the industry. Having a brand will allow you to market, but also gain opportunities within the music industry. So this is an opportunity for you to learn more about what it takes, the energy and the intention behind your artist's music, behind your brand, but also create that visual and emotional connection to your fan base and the industry. The basic elements of branding: your logo. The logo, the marshmallow, right? He has a face with the X's as eyes. And when you see that logo, you automatically think of him, right? Your name. How do you make sure your name becomes uh, a household name as an artist, right? With your fan base. Um, and definitely make sure that you as a artist make sure that your name is becomes a staple of your brand, but also your tagline, right? There's a couple that I can think of. Does anybody know of any artist taglines that you can think of? I automatically think of Nike when they just say "just do it," or Meg the Stallion with the Hot Girl Summer, like just simple taglines that make you relatable with you as an artist. Does anybody know of any taglines that you want to share from your favorite artists? Don't be shy. um, Travis Scott, okay. Stay Alive, awesome. So it's really great to just when an artist has a tagline and it goes with their brand, it's phenomenal. Mike will made it, okay. So definitely we have the meats, awesome. Toyota, yeah, good. They all have good branding, right? And these taglines stick with them. Um, the design, right? The most important thing about this, the basic elements of branding is the design. What vibe are you giving? What color schemes are you going with? What are you as an artist? Um, yeah, and then Sky, that's a good one. DJ Khaled, we make the best music, right? He always starts off each song with that. So definitely a great one. And then also Peace and Love, yeah. So when we're talking about these taglines, just remember that these taglines are part of the digital marketing component, where they're part of the basic elements. The next thing I wanted to just talk about was a symbol. One of the individuals that I can speak of is, I'm going to age myself, is Prince, right? You see that symbol, you automatically think of Prince. And that's something that he created and has essentially put it into his digital marketing plan as an artist. But any other feature that distinguishes you as an artist in the eyes of a fan of the industry, right? So another thing that we can think of is if you see a B, you automatically think of Beyonce, right? Or if you think of, for example, Navy, you think of Rihanna's fan base. So definitely, there's different ways where you as an artist can definitely see how you are, digital, becoming that digital marketing component. So one example, this is one of our Music Forward alum, Zach Person. As you can see, this is part of his digital marketing plan. If you all know, like, he has his logo, which is the Z on the top right there. But also, do you guys see his vibe? His vibe is very rock and roll. His social medias, whether it be from his Instagram to his website to his Spotify, all have a common theme, right? They're giving the same vibe of who he is as an artist. Does anybody else spotlight or see anything that stands out from Person? He's giving us those vibrant colors along with the city vibes in the background with his guitar. His guitar has become his staple of his brand, along with his cool Instagram where he's showing his vibe as an artist. Anybody else see something that we would that you see with the basic elements of branding? Anyone? The guitar. Do you guys even see, like, he's part of rock and roll, right? So do you guys see like the amp? That's part of the website, right? Each knob is a different part of of how to access the website. Yes, the desert, the more cool colors, the landmarks, the guitar, the leather jacket. That's awesome. He puts his soul into the guitar, even though it's in a photo. Yes, you see that he's passionate about his guitar. That's his thing. Great examples. The next one is we have Sabrina Lentini. Also, do you guys see that she's giving us a country vibe, right? With all of her outfits. She's not only doing her country vibes with her Spotify, but also with her website. Do you guys see her Instagram right here on the right? It's giving us that vibe of, just essentially the country, but also her colors are calm, her earth tones, and she's creating this as her image of her market and her brand, right? Of who she is. She's a country artist. She's an emerging country artist, and she is consistent across all platforms with her brand. Do you guys spot anything else what she's giving? She's giving homage to Shania Twain with with the leopard print outfit with her dog. She's you know drawn to the people. She draws in country, so she's giving those vibes. Do you guys see anything else regarding like the basic elements of her marketing plan and how she, yeah, the wholesome vibe, right? She's just that, that the country artist. Anything else do you guys see? She's outdoors, giving us desert vibes. Yes, the boots, right? Another thing that you might not see on the top right is, the bottom right, is her guitar. Her guitar is also a staple of her brand, right? She's acoustic. Yes, exactly, Sky. She's an acoustic artist, so she's definitely always has she's showcasing her guitar. Steps to building an artist brand. One of the things is that when you define yourself as an artist is your values, right? What are your values as an artist, right? What is your intention? And what is your creative vision? Okay. When we're talking about your values, it's like, what are you presenting yourself as an artist, right? If you are an artist that is rapping, right? Are you rapping about social justice issues? Are you rapping about your upbringing? Are you rapping about certain things? And this, your values are interpreted into connecting emotionally with your fan base, but also what's the intention behind your music and your image as a as an artist. The third thing is your creative vision. How do you get to express yourself as an artist, but also make sure that you are essentially giving your fan base in the industry that creative vision. The next thing is, how do you choose a specific audience, right? When you're targeting, are you targeting high school students? Are you targeting essentially an older audience? So definitely make sure that you as an artist, making sure that you identify who your target audience is going to be. With that also saying is that identifying your audience is defined sound, right? If you're a rapper, like, are you going to go with more beats or more wording, right? Also, is nailing that specific target population. Are you going to target 17 to 24, 25 to 30-year olds? So definitely making sure that you as an artist identify your audience, and then just doing the research behind what it takes as an artist to make it between that targeted population that you're aiming to connect with. And then pivoting. This does not mean to essentially just switch all of your music or your vibe or your brand. It's essentially, it's like, if you are an artist that is going to talk about social justice issues and you want to make sure that you are identifying with that population, you're probably going to have to be up to date with the current social justice issues to make sure that you're creating music and that you're definitely essentially connecting with the targeted population that you're wanting to gain fans from. And then your consistency. This is the most important thing. As you saw with Zach Person and with Sabrina, we have to make sure that your messaging is consistent across all social media platforms, whether it be your TikTok, whether it be your Instagram, whether it be your even your website. And then, your content strategy. How are you as an artist going to be engaging with your fan base and the industry? Does that mean that are you going to constantly be posting stories, or are you going to be posting, collaborations on TikTok, or you're going to be live tweeting? But how do you make sure that you're constant and your content has a strategy behind it, right? You can post all day, right? But if you don't have any strategy behind it or any content, branding your music, you're essentially not going to capture the audience that you want to engage. Do we have any questions regarding this? How old do you have to be to start? I think that great question, Tina. I feel that you as an artist um, can start at any time. It's doing the research, right? Is identifying your audience in regards to which target populations or what target audience are you gonna identify to make sure that you can connect with. So if you are 16-year old, your target population would be 16 to 24. So how do you make you as an artist create that brand to make sure that you engage them? So I feel that as an artist, there's essentially no age limit. So I think that the sooner the better, but you can definitely start whenever you feel that definitely start. The question was with Javier about your students are currently in the exploration phase. This is a great way for you as students, is to, when you're exploring what brand and what's gonna define you as an artist, you have to make sure that the three elements of values, intention, and your creative vision this is the initial step, a part of the exploration phase, right? Like what values as an artist are you going to bring forward? What intention do you have? Do you have intention to be, that social justice artist, or do you want to be climb to number one, right? Like, how are you gonna, what's that intention? But also your creative vision, right? Are you going to be a pop artist, or are you going to be a a pop artist, or are you going to go into rapping? So it definitely is just like that creative vision. So those 3 steps of defining who you are as an artist are pivotal for you to define, and then go into the next step of identifying your audience, and then going into that social media platform. So essentially what I'm saying is that you as an artist have to make sure that you identify these 3 things, and then you build your product to make sure that you're marketing and you're essentially selling your product, which is your music or your products. How much will it cost? So this is completely free in regards to when you're producing your music, right? There are studios where you can record your music for free. Building a digital marketing plan is actually free. It's essentially, how do you behind social media build this and make sure that you as an artist are identifying that consistency messaging, social media, and your content strategy. So there's been artists out there that have picked up because they've been discovered on TikTok, and they've been able to gain that audience, and it was completely free. So there's definitely no cost to this. It's just, how do you build your social media presence, and that content strategy. Any more questions before we get moving?
There's a couple that students dropped in. Somebody asked, can this be used and adapted for other types of artists, photographers, animators, etc.?
Yes, I think that this is a universal, great question. This is a universal strategy with digital marketing, right? It's, how do you gain presence on social media platforms? You as an artist is like, what is your content? What is your vision, and what are your values? So this is the same whether you be a photographer or up and coming artist, or a visual artist, a painter. So it's all applicable, the same strategy. And then one thing I will say is, like, what is your target audience? So if you're a photographer, are you more of a modern, right? Are you taking photographs of buildings, right? Or are you taking photographs of individuals? It's like, which target audience are you going to target to make sure that you build that connection with them, so then you gain fans in regards to purchasing your work or listening to your music. So it's all about identifying which populations you want to target with your audience.
Somebody asked, what do you do if you don't have a social media account? So how can you sort of promote yourself?
Definitely. So this is a great question. I was asked this a couple weeks ago. One thing is, we're in an era where social media is very influential, especially with, amongst the 16 to 24-year-olds. One thing I would say, if that you don't want to include any personal stuff, you create a business. You create a business social media account where you get to highlight your work as an artist. I think that would be the best way. You can also, you can use TikTok, you can use Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. But my recommendation is that now that we're in a social media driven society, the best bet would be to create one just for us, for professional use.
Somebody also asked, what are different types of websites and apps that are better to help build your brand? So I don't know if they're talking about, like, photos of themselves and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that was what their question was.
Yeah, so we definitely, so at the end, we're going to do a module about, like, the breaking down each of our social media channels. One thing I will say is that if you are an artist, right, and you're trying to promote your photographs that you've taken, social media, which would be Instagram, would be a great way for you to highlight that work, right? Um, Instagram, but also on Twitter, by creating a hashtag. So one of the biggest things is that you as an emerging artist is like creating that hashtag, whether it be like My name's Oswaldo, and if I were to be an artist, it'd be Ozzy. Like that would be my hashtag, right? And then every time I click on that hashtag, my post would come up. So definitely, it just depends on what you're trying to, um, you know, promote, whether it be photography. I say Instagram, but if you're, Twitter is also a great way. TikTok, if you're more of a, if you are a visual artist and you're showing, the audience how you're creating that, that would be also a great way. So there's different ways you can go, and we can explore that at the end. So the next slide. So the three E's of branding. So enable. So whatever brand is chosen should feel simple, effortless, accessible for anyone who is attracted to it, either directly or through music. So what enable means is that if you have a website, we like our phones are our lifelines, right? How do you make sure that your website is mobile accessible? That if someone Shazams your song and it goes into your artist and they go into your Spotify and you're linked to your website, how do you make sure that it's easy and effortless for you as an artist to get a fan? Elevate. The brand should aim to create an experience through the senses, right? Consider your textures, your colors, your environment, but the most important thing is like you as an artist is the art of storytelling who you are through your brand, right? Whether it be through your music, whether it be through your photography or your art, is you as an artist making sure that you cultivate this culture, the environment, and the art of your storytelling. And then enrich. Fans should be able to feel part of what the brand represents, right? It should resonate and create a sense of a tribe and a community that fans seek. So definitely it's like, how do you engage your fans to make sure that they are engaged with your brand, right? So one thing I tell students is that you as an artist, right, if you are trying to promote yourself, is how do you engage with your fans through um I'm reading the question and I'll get to you right now, okay? So with your fans is, are you doing ticket giveaways? Are you doing collabs? Are you doing Q&As, right? How do you make sure you engage your fans to make sure that you're building that tribe and that they make sure that they are able to connect with you? It's all about that emotional connection with your fans, right? Whether it be through your music, whether it be through, similarities of being from the same city or similarities of your upbringing. So definitely, how do you enrich that experience for your fans, right? Making sure that when you're one thing that a lot of artists do now is they that are up and coming is that they do the Q&As, right? So they definitely make sure that they do those virtual meet and greets with ask me a question and then they give you a shout out and then they answer your question. So definitely make sure that you're creating that enriching experience for your fans. Any questions regarding this? I know it's a lot, so not too sure about, your face, but I know that that could be part of your brand. There's been some artists that, they wear masks, right? In the 90s, there was this famous rock band that, they, didn't show their face. Marshmello, he doesn't show his face. Daft Punk. So I say, yeah. So that's a good question. But yeah, Buckethead. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, you can definitely create that brand, right? If like that mystery of who is that artist, and for my artist is you know this person has become very famous without his Banksy. His art, nobody knows who he is, but that has been someone that definitely has become famous without even, we don't know who that individual is. So you can definitely make it. And Sia too, her hair covers her whole face. So any additional questions? How do you name your album or a piece of music? So that is the art of storytelling, right? So for example, Adele has named all of her albums with her age that have been pivotal to her, her life's changes, right? So That's a way where you can story tell. Another one is where you pivot, right, with certain social justice movements or social era movements. For example, is Beyonce, how she started off with like numbers, and now she's with naming them after certain things that have happened in her life. That's She's telling a story with all of her discs, right? So you can definitely, it's what the emotional connection and what the vibe that you're giving to the your audience and your fan base. That's a great question. Marketing in the music industry. So one thing that I want to just give a distinguish is that once you have your brand created, you have a product, and the next phase is marketing this product to your industry and your fans, right? There's a difference between digital marketing and then traditional marketing, right? Traditional marketing is essentially billboards, right? Flyers, anything in print that is more of a traditional marketing strategy. The digital marketing part is how do you use your social media? How do you use social media platforms, how to use a digital era where you as an individual are marketing yourself to make sure that you are streaming onto anything related to the web. Okay, so smart social media strategies for artists use analytics. Analytics are available on most platforms to identify their audience, where they're located, and what the content appeals. So, one thing is that when you can get, when utilizing the digital marketing part, is that you as an artist can identify where most of your fans are, right? Where they, so for example, I'm an artist and I have all of my social media. I pull the analytics and I know that I've have a fan base in Phoenix, Arizona and in Seattle, Washington. So with that being said, is that if I have more than 200 fans in that area, if I choose a small coffee shop that I know I can sell out, that is how you base your tours. And this is how many artists use analytics to choose what cities they're going to go on a tour. If you've noticed that some artists start off in New York City, and then they go to random like cities like Kansas City, and then they go into El Paso, and then they end their tour in Vancouver. It's definitely they're utilizing analytics to choose where the location of their tour is going to be, and also it's like you are messaging to promote and monetize live shows, new music releases, brand partnerships, and collaborations. But the most important thing is also like, how are you going to make sure that you are reaching your fan base? What is the digital marketing? As I mentioned earlier, develop strategies and tactics to market and sell products such as your brand, your music, and your merchandise. Here we have 7 truths about music marketing. The first one is marketing your music is necessary and doesn't have to be difficult, right? Make it easy. Music marketing is about raising awareness and convincing people to give it a try. So, how do you make sure that get um, if you start off your song with that good rhythm, it catches the fans' attention, and then how do you engage them from there? Marketing should begin as soon as your product is good enough to promote. So, you know, if you have that product and you're ready to launch onto the marketing, how do you start selling that product? And then 4, you need a unique selling point to make yourself memorable, right? So when we talked about like, do you have a symbol? Do you have a tagline? Do you have anything that will make you stand out? What makes you unique, right? So if you sound like a certain artist, like, wow, she sounds like Jennifer Hudson, we can definitely what makes you unique, whether it be your talent or your logo, all of that stuff. And marketing is an ongoing process, right? So you you're about to release your EP, right? But how are you making sure that you are going to market the next song that comes out after that on social media? How are you going to make sure that you are marketing it on social media platforms? How are you engaging your artists? So marketing as an artist, whether you're a photographer or visual artist, is an ongoing process, and you always have to make sure that your marketing plan is on point. One of the things is know your target audience. So get specific. When I talk about your audience, right? Are you engaging 16 to 24-year-olds, or you're going to do 25 to 30-year-olds? So making sure that you identify who your target audience is, and then marketing is a two-way street. So engage your fans, um, whether it be online or offline. So if you are an upcoming artist, right? Make sure that you're engaging them. If you get stopped at a coffee shop and it's a fan, how are you engaging them? If you are on social media and they say hi, make sure that you're engaging them just to build that connection with them. And it's all about building that fan base. Number 7 is the most important thing, is the marketing is a two-way street. So always make sure to engage your fans. This is something that, really is important for an upcoming artist, for a visual artist, is just making sure that your fan has a great experience engaging with you. Using social media, I know somebody said, in regards to what social media platform should we use, in regards to what am I promoting, which, what it would be the best bet, right? So social media can be used for marketing in a variety of ways, right? So artists can engage people all over the world with just a click of a button. It's so insane that you as an artist can make a powerful impact just by posting something on social media, whether it be on Twitter or whether it be on TikTok. So we're going to drop a link, and if you can just join us, this is one of our marketing modules with Music Forward Foundation, and we're going to go ahead and look at this. So if we can just get the website. Awesome. So students, what I'm going to ask you to do is that once you're on the web page, right, you're going to click on number 4, which is marketing in the music industry. And once you click on number 4, you are going to then see, click on it. You're going to see, you're going to scroll down, and you're going to see, if you could scroll down a little bit more, the using social media, right? So as you can see, these 6, I apologize, social media platforms. So we're going to start off with Facebook. So if you could just hover over Facebook, this is going to give you a breakdown of, like, this is ages 18 to 54, right? So this Facebook is more creating events, making sure that you as an artist are promoting certain events, whether it be your release, whether it be a concert or anything. You can definitely utilize Facebook. The next one is YouTube. If you could just hover over YouTube, this is an opportunity where you as an artist, you can music videos, live streams, duos. This is an opportunity where you get to engage audiences 16 to 49. The next one is TikTok, the most famous one right now. Whether this is 10 to 24-year-old, 24-year-olds, and you can, do duos, dances, anything regarding as an artist that you can definitely engage with them. And then we can go on to Instagram. This is ages 18 to 34. And this is an opportunity where you engage, album drops, new music, engage with the Q&A sessions, go live. So that's a great way for you as an artist to engage your audience. The most powerful one with live performances, and now that we're in a virtual world, is Twitch. If you could just hover over Twitch really quick. Twitch is an opportunity where you can do a live stream. You can also pay. You can have your fans, buy a ticket, a virtual ticket, and they get to see a personalized concert. And this is ages 13 to 34. So this is a breakdown of not only which social media platform is best. It gives you a breakdown of what you can use it for, but also your target audiences. It's actually a really cool module, and a lot of our emerging artists use it just to see how they can engage their audiences that they're trying to target. The marketing plan, just because of time, the marketing plan is also going to be dropped in the link. This link is not only are you going to be able to create it, but this would be a tool for you as an emerging artist to utilize this as a marketing plan for, you know, as an artist to create that content and that strategy. Um, how often should someone be posting? That is behind your content strategy in regards to how you as an artist essentially want to create that content. Just because of time, I want to make sure that I open it up for questions. So, do you guys have any questions regarding this? The digital marketing as an emerging artist or a visual artist or a photographer? NFTs are a very, very big thing right now. You can make tons of money. I know that NFTs, it's a very popular trend, and if you're an artist and that aligns with your vision, your it identifies with your brand, I say go for it because essentially it is a very popular trending thing right now. So if it aligns with your brand, along with your core values and your vision and your creative vision, go for it. I say anything that is going to give you a positive branding and connect, you can definitely go for it.
A couple questions here. Somebody had asked, one of the things said about having giveaways and stuff like that. What could students do, or what could those be? Like, what's the variety that those could include?
Yeah, so there's different things that you can give away as an artist, right? You can do give away 2 tickets to go see your local performance. You can have them come to the studio and see you record a song, or if you have a traditional marketing, right? You get your album printed and there's an actual CD in it. You can sign it. So um, um, definitely, there's different giveaways that you can get creative with. It doesn't have to be monetary, but it can definitely be something. Signed posters. There's different ways where you can get creative.
Thank you. Somebody else asked, what would you recommend for like building someone's popularity? Isn't like building their brand.
Okay. So, as I mentioned earlier, is like you as an artist, right? Is how do you identify um, what your creative vision is going to be, but also your target audience, and what is your brand? You have to build yourself as a product, right? So, one thing I will say is um, an artist I can think of is you know, Lady Gaga, right? Started off as a piano artist and then slowly moved into the pop world, right? But she moved into the pop world until she built her brand and she identified that target audience where she was able to make sure that she built that popularity in regards to selling her product um, and engaging that target population that she wanted to gain as fans. So definitely those 3 things, but also your social media presence, right? And how do you make sure that you're, you know, selling your music, whether you're an artist, your art, or your performances? Like, how do you, as an artist, make sure that you are gaining that fan base? So that's why I'm saying social media. Social media has been a great way where artists are now being discovered. So definitely make sure that you as an artist is using social media to your full potential, but knowing what your brand is and how do you connect with that targeted population and your fans.
Great. Someone asked, what do you think about the metaverse and AR?
You know, that's actually one of the biggest conversations that is going on in the music industry is like metaverse, right? It's a popular thing like the NFTs. So how do you make sure that you incorporate it with the music industry? Definitely they're popular trends right now. So I say if it's a popular trend, go for it, but make sure that it aligns with your vision, your creative expression, and make sure that it's definitely a part of, you know, if you want to be an artist in the metaverse, go for it because that could be part of your brand, and you can gain, you know, new fan bases.
Yeah. Somebody said that you were recommending, you know, working with other artists and collaborating. Like, what would be an approach? Can you give some advice on how to do that?
one of the biggest things is that, for example, like the duets thing on TikTok, that is a very popular thing, right? So if you duet with another artist and you not only tap into their fan base, but then the other artist taps into your fan base, and you could build a powerhouse in regards to gaining new followers or a new fan base. The whole duet thing is very popular not only on YouTube with like like a music video or a live session, but also on TikTok. That's one of the biggest things that we can definitely you can gain the popularity working with artists that, you know, for example, make sure that they're the same brand as you. So if you're an acoustic artist, make sure to go probably with another acoustic artist, right? But if you want to mix it up, make sure that the artist aligns not only with your creative vision, but also with your core values. Um, and definitely somebody that aligns with you.
Great, thank you. So it sounds like one class has to go because their schedule's wrapping up. So I just wanted to thank you before we move on
Oh,
to the
no,
next
thank you
couple
for
questions.
taking the time to be here. And I
Go ahead,
think,
Javier.
Yeah, my class wants to say thank you. We want to just say thank you so much for talking with us and spending some time with us and showing us all about this music marketing. Are you ready, class?
Go.
Thank you.
Hopefully you
no
heard
problem.
that.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Someone asked, so they already have like social media accounts and stuff with families and friends. Do they have to go out and make a whole new account if they want to do something for their music or for their art?
That's a really great question. Many individuals have two different social media platforms where they have their music and then they have their personal. But one thing it's that if you're gonna start promoting your music on your personal, you're gonna have to be very careful on what you post because it has to make sure that it aligns with the content strategy behind who you are as an artist, right? So, for example, um, if you are an artist that is up and coming, you have to make sure that all of your posts, whether they be personal, align with your personal life aligns with your professional image as an artist. So my recommendation would be to have an artist page and make sure that that's an opportunity for you to showcase who you are as an artist. But also, you can also put your personal handle on your professional page.
I have a question. You said you're an artist yourself, but what do you do sort of to market yourself? And how do you do that mostly on your own, or do other people help you out?
I really haven't worked on it, to be honest with you. So my content strategy is very, very bad, just to be very transparent. But one of the biggest things is that as an artist, you have to make sure that you have that content creation. My roles have actually switched. I discovered that I like helping artists instead. So my content has now been more of like, how do I relate with artists and how can I help them take that next step? So it's how do I make sure that I align with their creative vision? How do we make sure that we engage with certain certain audiences? So yeah, my career as an artist has definitely shifted. So now I'm more of the management type. So we
Any
actually have
final?
a question in the studio. So I'm gonna hear it out, and then we'll go ahead and yeah. So the question was. She is an emerging artist and new to the TikTok. And she was asking, should I record myself singing? Yes. Create a hashtag. Make sure that you are singing songs that relate not only with your creative vision, but also making sure that you're marketing to that targeted audience. So one thing I will say is that if your target audience is 16 to 24, TikTok. But if you're on Instagram, right, and there's older adults that you're like, oh, they might like it, make sure to choose the right social media platform where you're able to promote yourself, create that hashtag, make sure that you as an artist are highlighting your skill sets and showing your talent.
Somebody else asked, would it be possible for them to contact you if they had questions beyond this? Just they thought your
Yes,
answers
yes.
were really good.
So my email is it's Oswaldo, OSWALDO at Music Forward, and we're going to go ahead and drop it in the chat, okay? musicforwardfoundation.org, and it's going to go into the chat room. Please feel free to contact me. I'm more than happy to help you out. Should we start off with one platform or so? If you are wanting to just build that brand, I say the more the merrier. So if you want to be on TikTok and if you want to be on Instagram, go for it. But if you have an up and coming concert, highlight that on Instagram. I mean, on Facebook. Sorry, Facebook is a great way for you to promote events. So I say the more the merrier. Oh, and one thing I will say, if you're on Instagram, a link tree on your bio is very important because that can connect not only to your Spotify, but also to other social media platforms that you have as an artist. So definitely take advantage of that if you have it of Instagram and you're wanting to build your brand. Please make sure to definitely highlight that link tree on your bio because that allows for you to gain more access and more followers and build a fan base. Well, thank you so much for having me. If you have any questions, feel free to connect with me. My email is Oswaldo@Music Forward Foundation. We also have really great opportunities where you as an emerging artist can participate with our open mics or and we coach you to perform on all of our social media platforms and promote you as an artist. So thank you so much and have a great one.